Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, Mr. Chee Hong Tat, Senior Minister of Trade, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and Ministry of Education, Republic of Singapore. His Excellency, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, Minister of State with independent charge for Housing and Urban Affairs and Civil Aviation, and Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India. We also have here with us Sri Bugana Rajendranath, Minister of Finance, Planning and Legislative Affairs, Government of Andhra Pradesh, and Captain Dibya Sankar Mishra, Minister of State with independent charge for energy industries and micro and small and medium enterprises, and Minister of State for Home in Government of Odisha. Good morning, everyone. It's been a little slow start this morning after a rousing first day when we had about 2,000 people from morning till late evening, but we hope to pick up in the course of the day. The first day of the summit, we had a number of very interesting sessions. We had a conversation on the future of the strategic partnership. We had another one on digital partnership between India and ASEAN, between India and Singapore for ASEAN and the world. We spoke about fintech, financial inclusion, skills and development, and also water. But we also have got a glimpse of what it is like to do business in India and how we can navigate through the federal structures of India in doing business. We also heard from the Andhra Pradesh Minister of Finance the views of the current government, which has come into office in the month of May. The objective of this India-Singapore Business and Innovation Summit is essentially to set the roadmap of India-Singapore strategic and economic partnership in the course of the next 5 years as the government led by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, which returned to power with a very strong mandate, a higher level of expectation, and also a very high level of ambition in fulfilling the promises written into our Constitution as we come to the 75th anniversary of our independence and the 150th anniversary of the birth of the founding father of India, Mahatma Gandhi. India-Singapore partnership has been strong, comprehensive, and it has been growing at a rapid pace. There is no area of our development priority or Singapore's core strength where we are not strong partners. But together we have also taken a leap into the digital future by pioneering initiatives in the areas of fintech and innovation and startups. But the future holds much more promise for us. Together, we can build a partnership that not only reinforces our prosperity, but our partnership can be a source of stability, peace, and prosperity in the region and beyond. For India, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has set an extraordinary agenda, an agenda that covers not just growth, modernization, and sustainability, but also about access, empowerment, and inclusion for all sections of our society. Singapore, too, is taking a leap into the future to become a digital economy, and it is also seeking to diversify its economic partnership in a world of disruptions and transitions. And to discuss the next phase of India economic partnership, to talk about India's economic priorities and to talk about Singapore's economic priorities and how the two come together, we have two very eminent persons to speak today to us. We have Senior Minister of State Chee Hong Tat, who really represents the leadership of economic management in the next generation of Singapore, going into the future. He holds two portfolios that are critical for Singapore's future. One is, of course, as a Senior Minister of State for Trade and Industry. And you know Singapore's trade to GDP ratio is about 300%. But the other sector, which is the education sector, is really the sector which has produced the human resources that is powering Singapore's success. We have with us today from India an absolutely distinguished diplomat who has been one of India's finest in 7 decades of our history. He has been a top trade negotiator who headed a GATT negotiating committee when he was barely 30. He's been on WTO dispute settlement mechanisms. He has been a permanent representative, ambassador of India to the United Nations when we were a member of the UN Security Council. And today, he holds 4 portfolios that are of great significance to realizing the dream of India. He is, of course, the Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, and he brings an extraordinary experience and wisdom to that job. But he's also responsible for aviation, civil aviation, which is one in India, which is the fastest growing civil aviation market in the world and soon to be among the top 3. And it is also fulfilling a social objective of connecting the remotest parts of India to each other. And there is a mission that he has been entrusted with, which is the mission of putting a roof over everyone's head in India by 2024. And that means building, he's already spearheaded a ministry that has built 15 million affordable rural houses and completing 10 million for the urban sector in 2020. But he's got a mandate to do 20 million more in the coming 5 years. And to support the urbanization process in India, which is the fastest growing urban process that we see anywhere in the world today. To build sustainable, smart, livable habitats for the rapidly growing urban India. That is also going to be the engine of our growth. And it is a great pleasure for me now to introduce this agenda. And there's a great deal happening today. We have about 13 more panel sessions today that will cover all the areas of importance. We've got setting the agenda for the trade, where we can discuss about the future framework of trade, setting the agenda for the financial sector. We've got sessions on cracking the insolvency and bankruptcy code, which is a great area of opportunity and is reforming the Indian corporate sector. We have a session on logistics, which is a really major area of growth in India. We have sessions on financing the infrastructure as India looks to spend about $1.5 trillion in the course of the next 5 years on modernizing and upgrading its infrastructure. We also have sessions on agrotech, biotech, on cybersecurity, on health, on artificial intelligence, and many more. But there is also 2 very important sessions today, and that relates to urban planning and real estate sector in India. 2 sectors where we see a great deal of Singaporean interest and participation in India, and we've got a great team of experts from India participating there. So without much further, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the day. Please do go around and also visit the startups, where we've got 65 Indian startups, some from schools and colleges, and 30 startups and incubators from Singapore also. So we look forward to another fruitful day as we had one yesterday. Thank you very much.